Welcome to WrestleMania 38 Night 1 in Dallas, Texas, and this is now the 5th time I've recorded this because I botched my butt off because I wanted to make sure I was saying this correctly and I kept botching. You know who you're dealing with here when you watch my show. I botched too damn much. Unlike other YouTubers who are perfect that maybe once in a while say a wrong word, I say it all the damn time. This is what you deal with. Now, did we get a good show? Let me give it to you like this. As the title says, all that mattered was him. That's what this was all about. Because you look at this show, only two matches, not counting the main event, mattered. Everything else didn't even need to be there. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. You're not going to care. Now, mind you, other people are going to say it's spectacular, all the matches there because of how the match quality was and the people in it, and more power to you. But I'm looking at it from a perspective. There's no star power here. None. There is no star power here other than the main event and 2 matches. That's it. That's it. And that's sad that WrestleMania has gotten to this point. Let me explain. Since we had no kickoff show because I was on SmackDown WrestleMania, like Backlash, WrestleMania Backlash. I don't know why Vince did this. Vince is an idiot. Opening SmackDown tag titles with Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boob versus the Usos. Now here's where it gets sad and bad. You see Rick Boob come out. Moves. He sounded great. He looked great. He was great. He did a good job in the ring until he put both Usos on his back to try and slam them, and he blew out his squad. I say that again. Rick Boob blew out his quad patellant. Kind of like what happened with Sin Cara. When it came to Sin Cara, blowing out his patella tendon, it's the same thing with Rick Boob. He thought he can hold both Usos. He was not strong enough, and his right knee gave out on him, and it just went. He couldn't walk. Now, do I hate the match that had happened before the blowout? No, it was all right. But I didn't expect the Usos to lose here because of the storyline on SmackDown, which isn't that great right now. It's been going on for a while, and without no tag teams, it feels empty. And I love the Usos, even though Jay is cool, but Jimmy screwed the hell up by getting in trouble again. Look, that about a year and a half ago. You know what I'm talking about. But the point is, I didn't care that much about this because this could have been an easy SmackDown match. And now Rick Boob is probably out for quite a while because he's going to need surgery on his quad. That's just horrid that he ended up like that. Just horrid. Now, the next match. Happy Corbin versus Drew. Guys, what? You got Drew McIntyre, who should be a staple in this company. And he's going against Happy Corbin. Because Happy Corbin has not been beaten since he became rich last year. That's the story? Really? Not that he could just lose a stipulation where if he goes against Drew McIntyre and wins, that all the riches that he has been taken. Or that he has to give money to charity. Something more than just a standard match saying that Happy Corbin has been pinned over a year. He hasn't been pinned at all. It felt empty. It's not the point if the match quality was good or not. It felt like an empty match because there was no stipulation to it. No stipulation? Who cares? This was a match that could have been on SmackDown or Raw. I'm just saying. It could have been there. Where was it? It was on SmackDown. It could have gone to SmackDown. They could have done that on SmackDown WrestleMania. It didn't matter. They could have done something more, but they had nothing else. Like I said, they don't really have much. This show really didn't have much at all. So, Drew won. There you go. Now, next is the Hall of Fame. Let me give it to you like this. Was I happy to see Vader's son and wife there? Yes. Was I happy to see Sharmell getting recognized? Yeah, actually, I am quite happy to see that Sharmell was recognized. She made King Booker gimmick work very well. I loved it, like everybody else. We love King Booker and Queen Sharmell. Who wouldn't? It really flowed well. And seeing she was recognized, good. When it came to the Steiner brothers, I didn't know if Scott was going to be there. Now, I have not seen the Hall of Fame yet. Honestly, I haven't seen it yet. And I'm not really thinking of doing a review because if I'm going to do ROH Supercard, and if I can squeeze in NWA, there's no time for me to do that. I'm just going to watch it for myself. But seeing that Scott was with his brother Rick made a lot of sense. They had to induct them together. Vader, it made sense with his wife and son. I know I said that earlier, but seeing that his son is so damn tall and big like his father, I'm wondering if he ever thought of becoming a wrestler. If he hadn't, great. Not everyone should be a wrestler if they have the size from a father or mother who wrestled for as a second generation. So, Gaspar. This is where a lot of people said that Gaspar should have been given the honor of being his name being combined with the Warrior Award. The Gaspar, I can't remember his first name, but Gaspar Warrior Award. Many people believe it should be done because of what he's done. Nope. Vince chose not to do it. He was just a Warrior Award. Presented. That's it. And it was presented to his wife and son. Now, his wife is gorgeous. His son's a cute kid. And I'm glad to see that he gave his life for his family, for his son. But I am sad that they didn't want to merge his name with the Warrior Award, which quintessentially means what a true warrior is. But either the Warrior's wife didn't want to do it, or Vince didn't want to do it. One of them didn't want to do it. So, there you go. Finally, The Undertaker. Question's going to be when I see the Hall of Fame ceremony, how did they book him? In other words, how was he allowed to be brought out there? Did Vince present or not? Did someone else present? And what did he say? And how did he say it? I mean, I haven't really checked to see any type of snippets. I know I could have gone and checked briefly beforehand, but I wanted to see it in entirety, so I don't know. But this is just me. It was okay. And almost forgot. Matt Damon did narration in the very opening of WrestleMania, a video package of Matt Damon. Really? Evan Bourne did the opening for WrestleMania. I'm just saying. The next, when it came to, I believe I got a shot there in my face. I didn't expect Logan Paul to be a Bad Bunny. I was hoping he might be close to one, but he was no Bad Bunny. Was he good with The Miz versus the Mysterios of Dominic and Rey? He was okay. He wasn't bad. He wasn't great. And The Miz had to do most of the work. He just didn't look like he had either had enough time to work on it or really put the effort in. Now, did he do some good moves? Yes, he did do a decent good move. I guess the reason I'm botching here is I don't want to give someone a huge amount of credit who is not a Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny is the standard for a celebrity to be in the ring at a WrestleMania. I'm sorry, that's the truth. Bad Bunny is the standard now. If you're not near Bad Bunny standard, you don't really mean much. You're just fodder. And when you look at Jake Paul, he just feels like either he didn't have enough time to train, or really he didn't think he needed to train that heavily in the ring. And it just felt like kind of half-assed. That's the way it felt. But here's where it gets interesting, and here's where I know where it's going. Once it was over, when Dominic was pinned by The Miz, because The Miz pinned him, you see, I believe I got a shot of him in my face, you see Logan Paul being held up by The Miz, his hand, and then you see The Miz looking at him and gave him a skull-crushing finale. That means you're having another match. But instead of it being against Mysterious versus Miz and Logan Paul, it's going to be Logan Paul versus The Miz at WrestleMania Backlash. There's just no way they're going to wait until SummerSlam with this. I would be shocked if they did. Because SummerSlam is what, in August or July? I don't remember when it's coming out. But SummerSlam will be coming out maybe August or July. I doubt it'll be in June. WrestleMania Backlash is in maybe 2 to 3 weeks. That is where I believe Logan Paul and The Miz are going to go in the ring together. That's where I believe it's going to go. And easily that The Miz is going to have his moment with him. And Logan Paul is going to have his moment. Not saying that Logan isn't a wrestling fan. I'm sure he still is. But the point is, that's what it was. This is a second match that really didn't mean a lot. It just sets up a match for the next minor pay-per-view. Unless they are actually crazy enough to build this into a major pay-per-view like a SummerSlam. I will be shocked if they do. Now, the second best match of the night. Not the main event. That's something entirely different. But the second best match of the night, easily, was Bianca Belair versus Big Time Beck. Beck looked like she was a stripper. And Bianca coming out to a all black, let me give it to you like this. Seeing her come out with an all black band, marching band, was cool. But the problem for me was this. The opening, when you see The Beautiful, didn't sound very good at first. It got a little better. But you hear American Beautiful at the beginning of the show sound a little choppy because of the guys that were there. I don't know them. They're country music, I believe. One of them's got a Grammy. Cool. But he sounded choppy. Then you look at the marching band that came from somewhere in Dallas, Texas. And they did not sound good. Not without Bianca's music. They should have been allowed to play the music, come march out, and then they started playing Bianca's music, and then they played with it. It sounded 10 times better with Bianca's music as the main, and they were the backdrop to it. It sounded way better. Not that they were 100% horrible, but it really accentuated her music. I kind of wish that's what they did. They marched out, they started Bianca's music, and then they played with it, not played before it. That's just me, I'm just saying. Now, Beck did come out in a nice car, I will say. I don't know what version of the SUV that was, but it was, I think it might have been a Bentley, maybe? They might have rented a Bentley, a white Bentley, I think. I think I got a picture of her. She's in my face with those damn glasses. She does look like a stripper. But fine, that's her style. But here's the thing where you're going to say why I don't understand your mind. The match was the best match for the women, flat out, better than Ronda, better than Charlotte, and I'll explain what I mean there. It was the best. But the problem here is I didn't care. You know why? They made it very clear before the match happened. The vid pack of a 26-second loss to Becky Lynch, which everyone realized should have never happened. Bianca has never recovered from that. This match was to make up for it, trying to fix what had happened, and it didn't. This match was supposed to be a signature match for Bianca, either with a Becky Lynch or where is Sasha Banks? Maybe this Sunday she'll have her moment. But it didn't make a difference whether it was with Bianca and Becky or Bianca and Becky. No. You see, I'm angry because this doesn't make up for what happened last year with SummerSlam. It doesn't. It's not the point that the match quality was great. It is the best match quality they had. Guys, understand what I'm saying. You could watch the match 100%. You will love the match 100%. It's not bad. But the problem here is that why do I care? Because of how Bianca's been booked since last year in SummerSlam. She's been booked like garbage. Garbage. I'm sorry. And giving her this moment does not make up for it. It should be a moment, not a fixer match for the moment that she lost last year. So as far as I'm concerned, this match was the best female match of the night. Yes, second best match of the night, hands down. But it means nothing. Meant nothing. Even though she won, which I knew she was going to win, she had to win. If Becky won, it would be a huge smack in the face for every fan who's been angry since SummerSlam. But the point is, the fans were angry. And yes, many people will be happy that she won. Flat out, no problem. Yes, I know. But as someone who saw that match at SummerSlam, who knew that was wrong, it should have never happened. Bianca should have held that title for a while and then dropped it to a Becky or to a Sasha or whoever needed to after that. Why did it have to happen there? It just was trash. Now, the best match of the night for its ring quality, to its wrestling quality, was a Seth Rollins versus Cody. Now, unfortunately for me, and it sucked, my stream dropped. Literally, the stream dropped, and I could not see a damn thing for at least a good minute. So I missed most of his entrance. When the lights went down was the last thing I saw when you see Seth Rollins waiting for who's coming out. So I did not hear the music, and I did not see how the crowd reacted. By the time I got back to it was when he was practically about to go into the ring. He took his moment, went down the ring, I'm sure, but I didn't see it. It was already by the time he was about to go into the ring that I finally got that shot you see in my face, or that I put on my side. I don't know when I'm going to do it. Was the match quality good? It was the best match of the night for the men. Not taking nothing away from the main event, but this was the best match for the night for the men, women, and the men, for Bianca and Becky and her man and Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. Cody looked good. Seth looked good. There was very good psychology. Did Seth get a lot of boos? Somewhat, yes. Did Cody get a lot of boos? There was a certain point where there was a little confusion of what they should do. I don't know if they were still deciding, should they cheer for him or should they boo him for leaving AEW? They were kind of on the fence, like, what do we do? Do we boo him? Do we cheer? Many cheered. Then it went to a boo. Then many booed and went back to a cheer. He was kind of somewhere bouncing back and forth through some of that match. But still, he won the match, which I wasn't surprised. There was no way he was coming back and losing that damn match to Seth Rollins. Whatever deal he made, which is either a year or 2 years, the first thing that had to be done was he had to say, I'm going to WrestleMania. Fine. I'm not losing. There you go. The match that clearly someone was pissed off. Now, mind you, was the match quality bad? No. But it was not of the caliber of Bianca and Becky. That is Charlotte versus a Ronda Rousey. Charlotte got bumped from the main event because she wanted to go on last. She didn't get what she wanted. She did not get what she wanted. And you could see during that match that there were certain points that she legitimately got more physical than she would normally do in a ring against somebody else. I believe that when it came to Ronda, you'll see, I think I got a shot of it, when you see a nasty welt on her head. I believe I got that shot. I don't know if I do. But you can see that that match was way more physical than it should have been. Yes, it wasn't a bad match 100%. When it came to Ronda, she did okay. When it came to Charlotte, she did okay. Seeing Ronda being able to get out of the figure 8 is something I'm not surprised at, because she is a submission specialist. She did well. But I gotta admit, she did not look good when she was trying to do the ankle lock. She looked awkward doing it. She just did. Charlotte is a bigger person than her. She's much taller. This is Charlotte. This is Ronda. Trying to do an ankle lock on her kind of looked awkward for some reason. I don't know if I got the shot. I'll put it there. But you could see where this was going. Not because it was going back and forth. You could see how rough that Charlotte was being. Because I think she was legitimately pissed off that she could not have the main event. And she took some of that out on Ronda Rousey, who I'm not really a fan of. Not saying I hate her, but I don't really care about Ronda because she's been gone for so long. And honestly, the way she's been acting with the fans didn't help much. She shouldn't have an attitude. She should know better. But she's acted the way she did. So she didn't really catch me like she did when she first came out. So in the end, Charlotte won. Charlotte won. I think I put her in my damn face. Charlotte won. So what was that all about? Ronda Rousey. We all thought Ronda was going to win. She needed to win to make this make any damn sense. And she didn't. Charlotte retained. Why? Because she got bumped from the main event and she made it clear to Vince, I'm not dropping this damn title. You better not expect me to because I'm not. And they probably wanted her to drop that title. And she said, fuck no, I'm not doing it. So you just ruined the storyline that we were making. That's Vince. But he's probably said, okay, just to make you happy, you get what you want. So Ronda Rousey going through all that was for freaking nothing. Nothing. It doesn't make a difference if this was the best match you've ever seen. What was the damn point of Ronda being built the way she was to job to Charlotte when we know Ronda needed to win that damn title? Vinyl is all about him. It's not the title, but pretty much all that mattered was him. And this was Stone Cold Steve Austin. When Kevin Owens came out, it was like 11:35, 11:25, I believe. Can't remember when. He drummed up as much hate as he could before Stone Cold came out. And he made it very clear, Texas sucks. You should be ashamed of yourself. And I feel sorry for y'all. And then he comes out and he looks back and forth. Everyone is cheering like crazy for him. But he's not satisfied. He goes back and everybody's going, what, he gave up? He's not going to do it? Comes out in his ATV. He rolls around a couple of times, rolls up, gets off, gets in the ring, gets rid of the banners for the KO show, sits down, and hears a Kevin Owens say, hey, you're on my show, please take a seat. And he says, are you something of a jackass? You call out Stone Cold Steve Austin and makes total disrespect of Texas. You got 75,000 people. And that's where it gets interesting. Because WWE said, they said they had 77,000. I don't know if I have it. If I do, it's in my face. Stone Cold just told the truth. That they didn't have 77,000. They had 75,000. You see how WWE likes to embellish their numbers. Guess what? Stone Cold Steve Austin told the truth. I'm sure they weren't too happy about that. But the point is, Kevin Owens wanted a match. No holds barred match. And you hear the Rattlesnake simply say, do you want me to do a no holds barred match? Give me a hell yeah. And that crowd screamed for him. Guys, understand. This is not saying that I love the WWE. I'm still pissed at it because of how badly they booked their people, how badly Vince and, Nick Khan dumped their people, and how stupid Vince has been in his booking. But when you see a Stone Cold Steve Austin at 57 years young, he's 6 years older than I am. He hasn't wrestled since he was 38. Seeing that truly makes you miss the real WWE back in the mid-2000s. May have been past the Attitude Era, not one of the greatest times, before the Cena era. That little window between the beginnings of the Attitude Era and the tail end of it is where everyone loved it, and he represents that. He is the quintessential of WWE when it was great. And then we get the match. And was it good? Damn. I'll say this. The reports of Stone Cold getting into shape was not an exaggeration. Throughout that match, he did not slow down once, guys. That was more than 15 minutes. What was it? Like almost 20 to 25 minutes. And he went from the ring to outside the ring, up the stage, taking basically a large amount of bumps on concrete. And he kept going. Now, I'm not saying he's coming back for a deal like Edge. I'm not saying that. there's no way I'm saying that this isn't his last match. A match that he probably wanted. But his body back in, 2004 just did not. Wait a minute, was it 2004? No, 2000. I forgot when he stopped wrestling. But it's been 19 years. I think it was 2002. His official last match. There you go. His official last match was in 2002, I believe. 2001, I believe. I think it is. I'm blanking. But the point, when you see this match, he didn't slow down. He was breathing heavy, yeah, but he was still able to move. He wasn't too badly stiff. He was pretty hard. I mean, stiff, like he could barely walk. He wasn't like the Undertaker. He could actually move around with his braces. He was able to give some good hits. He was able to look dominant, and he didn't sell much. Let's be honest. This is Stone Cold. He's not going to sell. And he didn't. But in the end, taking his own Stone Cold Stunner from a Kevin Owens, he still got up, gave one back, then gave one back again. And while doing all this, he was drinking beer. Guys, I think he drank at least 7 cans of his APA. I believe I forgot the name of it. I don't drink, so sorry, I'm not a drinker. But was it good? Yes. It makes you love Stone Cold even more again. But then, once it was all over, and he basically does again, because he did this a couple of years ago, when it came to Brian Saxton, gave it to him again. He gave him a Stone Cold Stunner. He gave him one again. I forgot when he gave him one, like 5 years ago or 6. I think that's when he gave one. Or was it? I think 5 years ago he gave him a Stone Cold Stunner. Then he gets another one now. But the point of this entire situation is this, guys. Was WrestleMania 38 Night 1 good? 3 matches made it good. The rest, no. But it also shows the glaring weakness that many podcasters have said for quite a while. Vince now is drawing on all of the older wrestlers to prop up the company. Stone Cold, I'm not saying that he's coming back with a contract. I'm not saying he's going to wrestle a limited amount of times. I don't know if he's going to be a Goldberg. I don't know if he's going to be an Edge. I'm not saying he will. And I'm sure many people want to see him back because he did really well in the ring. But the point is that Vince keeps calling back old wrestlers and has not propped up the company with new wrestlers. Who does he have? Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins. And I'm just giving Seth that because they did give him with Cody. Now he's got Cody there, who just came back from being an executive at a rival company that he helped to start. And they're going to be boosting their ratings because Cody's now come in. Seth Rollins faced Cody. Roman Reigns is going to face Brock Lesnar. And pretty much, those are the only men you got that make any damn sense. Honestly. Yeah, I know you're going to say, what about RK Bro? In other words, with Matt Riddle and I call him Riddle, Matt Riddle and the Randall Keith Orton. Sorry, he's in a tag team. He doesn't have the same position anymore, so he's not a pillar of the company. He may be a veteran, he may still be loved, but he's not someone that's going to draw anybody like that. You now have 3 guys, 3 that the company can draw on. Now it's Cody. Now it's Seth Rollins again because he's working with Cody because there ain't nobody else other than, guess what? A Roman Reigns. You got nobody. And who do you got for the women? Becky? Sasha? Charlotte? No, because they bumped her. And she's going to give us even more bad attitude. Look, she just won against Ronda Rousey, who isn't a pillar. People would say, well, it is Charlotte. She's a pillar. No, she's not. Because of what she's done by getting so many damn title reigns does not make her the mainstay of the company. It is not helping the future. Where are the women that are the future? Is it Natalya? No. Is it a Bianca Belair? No. She just got a win that she should have never had to worry about getting the win. It should have been at SummerSlam. She should have had a good win, and then she would have had a signature match here. She didn't get one. She just got a redo of what happened in SummerSlam. And when it comes to Sasha, we haven't seen her much, and I don't know if anything good is going to happen with her. All the women don't mean anything, except for Becky. Ronda, not really. Charlotte is an ass for causing so much trouble wanting to be constant champion. They making her champion so many times. Where are the other women other than now Bianca? And even she has not been built well because she messed up for months before. This is just sad. A good show. Not great. A good one for night one. But it wasn't great. And it just shows you how bad WWE is. But this is just me. Peace.